looking forward to getting back out there again tomorrow afternoon and competing against Evansville. Obviously we watched a lot of film from last game to this game, and we have a lot of areas to improve. Excited to get a chance to see how much we've grown from the IUPUI game, to Evansville. Evansville just got done playing at Illinois last night in a late night game. They're a little bit shorthanded right now as well, just kind of like we've been here in the preseason. But I anticipate it being a tough game. Walter McCarty's a new head coach, does a great job. I'm really close with a couple guys on their staff. They're going to be a well-coached team. They're going to play really hard, expect to get their best shot. I think a little bit like IUPUI, I think they'll probably change defenses a lot tomorrow night, so hopefully we handle that a lot better than we did against IUPUI. And again, it's like I always tell our guys, it's a lot more about us rather than the opponent, no matter who we're playing. But we definitely are looking forward to getting back out there tomorrow.
Coach, are we going to see Quentin Gooden make the season debut on Saturday?
He practiced yesterday. He's day-to-day. I want to kind of see how it goes this week in practice, and he's going to plan on going again today. As long as things go well, I do think he'll make an appearance tomorrow, as long as things go well in practice today. How many minutes will he play, Adam? I don't know. I want him to get back out there, though, and get his rhythm. Because I think a lot of times fans and even coaches think all of a sudden, hey, Quentin Gooden's back. Well, he hadn't done anything in 4 weeks. So the Quentin Gooden, he needs to get ready. We got a tough stretch coming up here, including obviously Evansville. But he needs to do that for our team and for him to kind of get in a good rhythm.
Is Tyreek all right? He's been in a boot, so was it precautionary or not?
Yeah, he just had a little bit of inflammation in his toe. Nothing serious. We had our doctors look at him, and he's all good. He did that actually about a week and a half ago, and just kind of been a little bit of a nagging injury, but nothing more than that. Again, just being cautious and making sure that he's taking care of it and rehabbing with Dave Fluker.
With Quentin being able to be, back to practice in any capacity, how does that help you just practice and prepare for games with a full complement?
It helps a lot. Obviously, when you go into the year, I think a lot of things that you plan on offensively and defensively. Obviously, you're always planning like you're going to have a full deck of cards. And Quentin, he's been the quarterback here at Xavier, obviously every game last year, but part of during his freshman season as well. And you can't really ever underestimate how important the experience is, especially playing that position, because he has an ability to make the game easy on everybody else and almost have that calming influence. He never gets rattled. He's played at UC, he's played at Villanova, he's played at a lot of places, a lot of hostile environments, and to have that, with a guy that's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, that means a lot. So it definitely helps practice. It helps everything. He's done a really good job. I am proud of Q about his ability, how he's led our team. Even though he's been out, he's had a strong voice, I think, during games and to help keep himself engaged.
You surprised at all, Coach, at how quick the new kids adapted to grad transfers and the role that they played and really just looked to fit the part right away?
Yeah, I think not really. I'm not surprised. I think all three of those guys are smart, they're intelligent, they're selfless. They've bought in. They fit in right away. And that goes all the way back to when they all got here, either June or July. They fit in from day one, and they want to fit in, and they want to take pride in how we do things here at Xavier. And I think a lot of that stems from Tyreek and Quentin, guys who have been here, have helped kind of show those guys as well. The expectations, how we practice, what the Xavier way is, why the gold jersey is so important in practice. Just little things culturally that are really important to us have become very important to them right away. And so I'm not surprised. I think our guys understand. They understand who they are. They're comfortable with who they are. A lot of times, I think when you get new guys, when they're especially freshmen, they don't know who they are. But older guys like Zach and Kyle and Ryan, they have a great understanding of who they are, what their strengths are on the floor, and they stick to those strengths.
Going from game one to game two, you want to take steps in the right direction. So what would you like to see your team kind of correct and iron out in the second game to kind of keep progressing?
I think number one, I thought we really progressed from Kentucky Westland to IUPUI, and defensive rebounding was much, much, much better, and that's got to be a constant the rest of the year, Adam. But I also think we have to stop all the unnecessary fouling. And, we showed every clip to our guys of all of our fouls. We got to keep the opponents off the free throw line. They took, I think IUPUI took 26 free throws. They made 20. I think we only attempted 19. Usually it's always the other way around. We want to make more free throws than our opponent attempts. So we got to get rid of the unnecessary fouling and keep them off the foul line. And I do think we have to do a better job protecting the rim overall. I thought we had a couple opportunities. We had fouls on wall-ups around the rim, or we didn't take a charge when I thought we could have taken a charge. We got to protect that rim a little bit better and keep guys off the foul line. And then I think offensively, we got to have that possession toughness. And I've talked a lot with our team about taking ownership within our offense and understanding every possession matters. And, we had 80 possessions against IUPUI, and I felt like 25 of them were kind of wasted. 13 of them were turnovers, and I thought 12 of them were, I would say probably not really good shots for us. And we have to be willing, we know who we are, who our identity is. It's an inside-out team. We will take threes, but again, we don't want to just settle for threes. We got to put pressure on the rim so we can get to the free throw line a heck of a lot more.
Speaking of threes, it seemed like in the offseason that there was a chance that Tyreek was going to be able to shoot with some freedom from the perimeter, but then in your radio show last night, it was sounded like maybe next year he might have a chance. What is your thoughts on that?
I think Tyreek he's become a much, much better shooter. And I think it's helped him, and I didn't probably tell him this in the summer, but I knew it would end up helping him at the free throw line because it helps with his touch. And he's become a significantly better free throw shooter from last year to this year. Now, will I let him take an occasional three? Yes. But again, I don't want it to become something he falls in love with. I want him, he knows where his bread's buttered, and that's around the rim. He jokes around. He loves to joke around about it, Shana. He loves to ask if he can take one. I think he wants to know if he can more than he actually would take one. But again, at the same time, though, he knows what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. And again, right now, he's most comfortable, obviously, around the rim. But there will be times, though, this year, depending upon what games it is, where he may take a three.
You guys shot 29 threes in that game on Tuesday. Is that a balance you feel good about? Too many? Not enough?
I thought it was a little bit too many. And that's what I was talking about earlier, just as far as the ownership of the offense. Sometimes I thought we took some contested threes early on in the shot clock. Now, again, it's like I told our guys, I have confidence in them, but there's a difference between confidence and being smart. But we got to get the best shot for Xavier, and that's layups and free throws. Those are the highest percentage shots in basketball. So the more we can get to the foul line, the better for us. Now, again, if it's into the shot clock all of a sudden, and Najee Marshall, Paul Scruggs, Elias Harden has the ball in his hands, it's 5 seconds on the shot clock, then absolutely I got confidence in those guys shooting it up there. But we have to be willing to work to get a great shot and taking pride in that. And it starts with execution. I felt like a couple times we didn't execute our plays, and then it kind of threw everybody off that entire possession and ended up being a bad shot.
Speaking of confidence, coming into this year, kind of the narrative around Ryan Welledge was, knockdown shooter, and rightfully so. You watch him in practice, and he can really do that. But to come out and do that in the first game number one, not only kind of proves it to everyone else that he can do it, but it kind of proves it to himself. How big is that to kind of get that under his belt right away going forward, knowing that he can do this?
Yeah, I think Ryan's a guy that's never going to lack in confidence. You could probably tell that. He misses one. If there's an offensive rebound, he's probably shooting it up again if he's open in that same possession, where some guys start questioning themselves. And, Ryan, all 3 opportunities that we've had this year to play against somebody else, one in the secret scrimmage, one against Kentucky Westland, and then obviously IUPUI, he's hit several threes. And, in practice, he's made 48% of his threes in practice during live competitive segments. So our guys have a great understanding that he can really shoot the ball, and he has the neon green light. It's a law of averages. He started off, he missed a couple, thought he forced his first one a little bit, and I told him that. He's got to let it come to him a little bit. But we're going to get him shots. Our guys have an understanding and awareness of where he's at on the floor, whether it's through set plays, through drive and kick outs, different things like that. He has a unique ability to really shoot the ball and make tough ones and deep ones as well.
You mentioned knowing some guys and having relationships with guys on the Evansville staff. You played for Liplighter in high school. Is that right at Danville?
I did. He
raised at Butler when you were there?
He was. Like Todd. Funny story of Todd. When I was 5 years old, I was over at his house. I was really good friends with 2 of his sons. I couldn't swim. but I wanted to kind of like, just you're tiptoeing around the pool. Well, I accidentally fell in, and he had to dive in, get me out, do CPR the whole 9 yards. But Todd is one of the best teachers of the game, regardless of level. I mean, obviously he had a ton of success at Butler. He was a head coach at Iowa. He's a tremendous person, tremendous coach. And then Matthew Graves. It's funny, Matt taught my basketball coaching class at Butler too. So I've known those guys for a long time. Matt's a great person, great coach as well. They're going to be a very, very well-coached team, along with Walter McCarty. We expect to get their best shot tomorrow.
So Todd saved your life?
He did. Without Todd Licklider, I would not be here today.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, that is a fact. I couldn't swim. I was sinking. I remember that day, just so you know, I was scared to swim for a long time after that. Yeah.
Can you swim now?
I can. I'm not great. Winston's actually, my son's going through swim lessons right now, and he's a lot better than I am. That's not a good thing.